This is a 1 in a million. Everybody better get this on film. Look at that. All powerful. Uh-oh. Give me my ratchet back. The parts guys will be the pallbearers at my funeral, so they can let me down one last time. Anything's a hammer. Well, leaning up against old Ford 7710 agriculture tractor. We're just gonna be doing the steering cylinder and reseal the steering pump. And when we'll see where we're headed off after that, we might find a few more things on here. That's the great thing about the old girls is there's always lots of leaks, so.
Quick heads up for everyone in Australia. Tekamo, Fortis HD, and the Big Chooch are officially launched in Australia, and this is just the start. We know a lot of Australians have supported us through the years, and we haven't forgotten about you. If you want first dibs when everything drops, head over to bigchooch.com and sign up now. Random Australian Big Chooch orders will also receive exclusive, never-before-released merch. Also, a reminder to all North Americans, you can still pick up the Tekamo Big Chooch on FortisHD.com. Australia, we'll see you soon. Now back to the video.
Gotta flip the hat backwards. That always helps diagnostic and repairs. I kind of prepped before the guys got here so that you guys didn't get to see the boring thing of me spinning tie rods off. Now, is it gonna get a lot of shot of my cleavage while I'm in there? You know, here, let me just... I'm a pretty girl. Oh my goodness. Clean that all up. I mean, we're pulling it apart anyways, but it never hurts to just get it a little cleaner. Gotta flip the hat backwards. That always helps diagnostic and repairs. Handful of wrenches. I mean, the kind of cool things about these guys is the cylinder is part of the axle assembly, so they're kind of all one piece. I'm gonna bring it back. Save myself a couple seconds. Hey, Chippy. The shop dog. You know, it's lonely in the truck, so I got a friend. People say you can't buy friendship, but, you know, there's a, not entirely true. Go to my disassembly. I always like to have a organization for the things I take apart, even if it's something really easy. But no, the dog, it just kind of pull some of that out of there. Ooh, wet. You know, it's always nice to have a friend, like someone just hanging out with. It makes you kind of slow down a little bit too, I find. She's got to go for a pee, or, you know, she needs a bite to eat or something like that. Yeah, good companionship. If I pull it hard enough, I could probably get you. All right, we'll undo the other side too. Oh man, that's way smaller. That's what I get for not looking at the fitting size before I came over here and just assuming that it would be the same size. But yeah, so we'll pop this out, and then it's funny, the last day in the life you guys did was a cylinder repair too, so I don't think that's coming loose. This time I have to prove that I can get it all the way apart. Oh man, no, there we go. Ouch. I always kind of like to go back and forth with the cylinder when I'm rebuilding. I'm just trying to get as much oil out of it as you can before you hammer it apart. That way, there's not a big, nasty surprise. But that's just me. Everyone's got their own way of doing things. Every once in a while, you'll be pulling on something or reefing on something, and then it'll come apart way easier than you think it should. And then all of a sudden, you got crap all over the place. There you go. That's part there. Let's see how our other side looks. Because this should split right here. I'm just gonna give that other side a tap with a dead blow. With impact poly. That's always a win. Look at that. All powerful with a little hockey knob on the back. But there we go. Then you always check the rod for any abrasions or bangs, or right, because any little nicks, catches on here, you can get seal damage. There's a little bit out here at the very end here. What we're probably going to end up doing is we'll throw the seal pack in here anyways, because they don't normally go that far in. The old guy I used to work under, he would say if you can catch it with your finger, it was something to worry about, but most of these are pretty good. And then we'll take it over and we'll put it on our nice workbench over here. But I'm going to grab a couple absorbent mats, because I love rebuilding things on the absorbent mats because you can see everything. And it just keeps your workplace nice and clean. Of course, you're not always sure if you have the right parts or not, and the problem with some of these old tractors is they have serial number brakes, or they don't have serial number brakes and the parts breakdowns. So even the parts guy, I mean, believe this or not, sticking up for parts people, this is a 1 in a million. Everybody better get this on film. It's a little difficult because they'll have a list of 6 or 7 parts for these tractor models and they won't have any parts breakdowns on them. But as you can see, we got some incorrect seals on our steering cylinder, which is just about right, isn't it? So what we'll do now is move on to our steering pump because it's not going to go too far anyways. And we'll check the bore out on the cylinder and make sure that it is in good condition too. It should be, because it wasn't leaking by or anything, it was just leaking out the end was the complaint. So we'll just take a look-see down. Yeah, no big pits, no big scratches, but wrong steel size. The parts guys will be the pallbearers at my funeral, so they're gonna let me down one last time. So now what we'll do is we'll concentrate, we'll pull this assembly off, and then we'll reseal the pump. Oh, that tube's gotta come off before we get too crazy here. My handy dandy Koken ratchet. They're pretty good little ratchets. Nice Japanese made. We got him loose now, so hopefully it'll give us just enough room to work. Spin this one. This is a long bolt. There we go. Loose. Throw this into our parts. And now, this old canister should nicely wiggle. Oh, you know what I can grab? One of these handy dandy mini pry bars. Come on, you son of a biscuit. There we go. And it looks like I might have to walk and get one of my offsets because I can't get a good angle on that. Oh, I think I can go to my Koken ratchet set. No, I'm not sponsored at all. I've said it before and we'll say it again. I have a tool addiction. I might need a ratchet wrench. I don't have quite enough clearance to make it work. Oh, hey, look at that. I might be able to pop that. Cool. I got that loose now. All I need is either crow's foot or my offset. I'm going to try the offset, and then I'm going to grab myself a new pair of gloves. Then I put them in my pocket, warm them up. We'll see if it's narrow enough to get in there. Oh, look at that, like a glove. It's a great thing about tractors, they're real close quarters. So you know, you guys can get real close to me. This might not work very well. Uh-oh, give me my ratchet back. There you go. All right, offset it is. I'll be back, gotta grab the kit. I know, it's one thing after another. That's what happens when the tools and the truck are outside. I have to say, it is kind of weird working in here without any tunage. Because what you're trying not to do here now is spin the steel line off. Come on, you son of a... All right, I'm gonna grab a hammer and a punch, give it a little shock. In and out, in and out. Hey, Chippy. Sometimes you give a little shock to these old fittings and then they come loose for you. Some guys would say, oh, put your air impact on them. But that's kind of, I don't like doing that as much with this old stuff. You. Keep it cool, keep it cool. There we go, look at that. I may not have gotten that loose, but I've gotten enough room here to wiggle this guy out of the way. Everything's come together. That's our dirty, dirty pot. Well, because it probably hasn't come off since 1990, you know, whenever this thing was built. And then I'm going to put this guy in the cab, in the orientation, woo, fun ride, of how it came off. I always like to try and just make everything as easy as you can for yourself. This really only goes on one way anyways, so it can sit in there like that. Bust them all loose. Grab a 13. That's why I love these magnetic bases. You can just put tools everywhere. It just greatly increases the chance of forgetting tools on job sites. I think it happens to everyone in the trade. There's the filter. Oh, there we go. See, that's why when you start reefing on things, you got to ask yourself, you go, does something feel not quite right? I missed a line. There we go. The old tractors all have these steel lines, right? and they route. It's like they did a game to see how close they could get them all with everything still coming apart. And pulls out. These guys aren't timed or anything, they just rotate. So for the guy that in the comments, oh, you didn't fucking look at that thing, so make sure it's timed to the engine. It's not. Just getting ahead of that guy. Yeah, you can kind of see your timing gears on all your advantage in that and through your little hole. And what I was talking about earlier, about the high point of failure on these guys, there's these washer with 2 little tabs. And those 2 little tabs fail, and then the nut spins off, then your gear comes off, and then all of a sudden you don't have any more power steering. I'm gonna grab my catch, because my lines are probably done dripping. I'll throw a soaker pad underneath those, and then I'll wash off some parts and stuff. A little bit of brake clean. This way it looks brand new when you're all said and done. And your customer's like, wow, it's like a brand new tractor. You can smell the brake clean. That's, you just lean over, just embrace it. That's how the mechanics were made, right? You know, every mechanic, that kid that used to snort a bunch of crayons in class, that's how you knew. You're like, that guy, this guy's gonna be a mechanic. Then we'll start on the pump process itself, which they're pretty simple. They're just a little friggin', if I remember correctly, a little gear pump in there. Look at that, like a glove. There you go, you got your little breather. Then you got your suction. That's power, suction. So yeah, and he's pretty clean here now, so we'll set him aside, and then we'll start cleaning the rest of the stuff. Oop, a little bit of oil. That's why we do it over our container. There we go, get that cleaned out. You can see that beautiful Ford blue. This is kind of just a general, just to get a majority of the crap off of there right now. And then we'll clean it more once we get her disassembled. There we go, this all cleaned off. And then we'll start pulling this guy apart. Come on, let go. Sometimes pulling out is the hardest part. Are these strikeable? They don't look strikeable. Anything's a hammer. Come on, you little bugger. Here we go. We'll see if it'll just come apart real nicely. Grab that dead blow. See, the bottom of our gear came apart here too. But we will gently put that. I like to always make sure that everything goes back to its home. Just making sure everything's marked. Ideally, if you'd lay it all out real nice so you knew where everything kind of went. Because I kind of like to put things in positions so that it's super easy for myself to make sure everything goes back together. We'll see here, this shaft may be coming to the end of its life. If you feel along, so you can catch that with your finger, right? So what's happened is the seals on the old girl have run into the shaft here, and so you get that wear. So when you put the new seals in, they're going to want to ride in there, and it'll probably take the seals out a little faster. But we're going to run with this as it is. The good news is that's on the engine oil side, and all that's lubricated by Splash. So it's not like it's coming from the housing side on the pump, so you're getting less oil pushing on there, so it's just got to seal that splashing. That, and then the question is, on tractors like this, could you even get a new one if you wanted to? But we'll take a picture of that as a reminder that down the road that is going to want to be something to redo. Alright, so here's our seal kit, here's our parts. Now we will start the intricate process of cleaning everything, because the last thing you want to do is introduce dirt into these systems and then have problems down the road. Then we'll install these new lip seals, put just a little bit of adhesive. Always make your seals relatively straight before you start the process. The fun part about these seals is they have these weird sealing surfaces. There you go. And then I believe this is our little heart-shaped seal. This isn't one of them, but on some of them they'll send you like 6 or 7 seals in a pack that are all for the same thing, and they go, oh yeah, you just got to figure out which one is the correct one. So then you sit there for a couple minutes. Look at that, nice little hearts. And then this guy sits on there just like that. That drops down through there. There we go. Just like that, you use your hand as a hammer. And so this is your backside of your pump. As you can see, each one of these guys has his own O-ring. See, the trick with these is you want to get them as twisted as possible. You put them in. That way it ensures that they'll be back for future repairs. Just the slow, methodical pump rebuilds. We're going to try this. We'll be gentle, though. There you go. It's like that. So that's in, that's in, that's in, that's in. It only goes on one way, so you can't really f it up. I mean, you could put it in backwards and then just hammer the out of it. Then Vivo gets a torque wrench and torque down all our little friends here. As soon as I pick this seal off there, or O-ring. You gotta make sure you use all the right terms. Those YouTube guys, the comments. You call that a seal? That's definitely an O-ring. A number 6 fucking cat number 285 whatever part number they'll give. O-ring. I guess I better shut up or I'm gonna get myself in trouble. A bunch of people. Hey, but this guy's a... My wife will be like, yeah, I've been saying that for years. No one's listened to me. I'm gonna throw this in the fucking vise. It's hard on my big muscles. Yeah, I'm gonna watch a Tekamo video on doing a 7710 power steering torques. Now for the next component, we'll see if we can grab this in the vise here without hurting anything. There we go. There we go. It's in place. That's my coking ratchet. I'm pretty good with this motion, so. Alright, let's lube this baby up. Ooh, pull it through. Ooh, baby. I can hear that other dude in the comments right now. This guy talks too much. He's got verbal diarrhea. Just making sure they don't have an outside one of these. Look at that. Vintage. Mint. Perfect. So that's on there. This is the other part with being the mechanic, is you gotta remember how the fuck you got it apart. Let's rewind and see that again in instant replay. It's all about that gorilla grip. Almost. This is one of those things where you do what I say, not what I do. Don't use fittings or bolts or things to tighten stuff down. So that goes right through the filter and everything. Oh, you. So yeah, this is your retaining screw for this whole housing. It's my 13. Yeah, don't ever use hardware to tighten things on. That's a bad thing to do. There we go. We can check to make sure our filter's still on. Oh, look at that. Everything feels good. Do I mimic Vin Diesel? I live my life 1/4 turn at a time. You know, it would have been smart, though. Doing up this one before I put that canister back on. Now we will reach in from the bottom and do that one this way, because mistakes have been made. This is where those stubby wrenches come in handy. I'll get down here. Come on. Like I said, if someone was smart, not saying who, he would have done it before he put that canister on. You know, that's what happens. Sometimes my mathematics don't come out quite right. The old hand cramp. That's tight. Tweet. Oh, I gotta put that one blow-by hose back on. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, so there you go. That's another one down. Then I guess what will happen is I'll have to hook it all back up, and then we'll be able to test the whole system and make sure there's no leaks or anything and make sure the pump's still working good. That's the power steering resealing a power steering motor on a Ford 7710. Where's Chippy? Shop dog! This is how you get the best of the end of the day. Hey, Chip?
Once again, reminder to head over to BigChooch.com and sign up now to get exclusive info on when it's all going to drop. If you've been waiting to get your hands on the Big Chooch or Tekamo swag, this is your chance. If you're interested in filming with Tekamo while we're in Australia, please email media@tekamohd.com and we'll do our best to get back to you. She's hot.